having to have so much money in order to get the economic entrance into Mexico. If that's the way you are coming into Mexico, you're doing it the wrong way.
So this is Dan of Vagabond Awake, and we feel lucky to have Aaron back. It's his third visit. And Aaron, welcome back to Vagabond Awake.
Thank you very much.
So Aaron, where in the world are you from, and where are you sitting right now?
Born in Florida. I lived with my family in a small town called Everett, Massachusetts. Right now, I am sitting in the city of Guanajuato City, in the state of Guanajuato, Mexico.
And how long have you lived in Mexico?
5 days from now, I'll hit my 14th anniversary.
You've been gone so long that when you go back to the U.S., if and when you do you get reverse culture shock?
I hate to say it this way, but I'm going to say it. I get stupidity shock. Imbecility that I find back home is frightening. Here in Mexico, as long as you show respect to the country and to the culture, they want you and they want you to stay. And it's easy showing respect for a culture that respects you. But the thing about my life, and you know this, your life is your own outside of a country that wants you to work until you're dead. Tomorrow, I get paid. So tomorrow will be 5 tacos, a baked potato, 2 bottles of Coke for $5.39.
You've learned and know how to do something that not all expats know how to do, and that is to live more like a local, eat like a local, and have expenses that are more like a local than a typical expat who tries to create their life in a foreign country, their old life. So give people an idea. What is it costing you to live now in Guanajuato?
My rent is $265, including all utilities, including the internet. Mexico has over our country is that you will never go bankrupt because you get sick. My health insurance for the national health insurance, my cost is $65 a month. They just take it automatically out of my bank account. $12 for transportation, $150 going out and buying food from the local markets. Guanajuato City is an old colonial city. This was the mother lode of silver in colonial times. Here, utility zero because of the way my rent is paid. That does include $75 for going out to eat. Includes the occasional beer. $17 laundry. Entire budget combined is $743 a month. I went to Facebook group and looked there. That's where you find the real rents for here in Mexico. You should not, I repeat, you should not go to even the Mexican websites because if you go there, it's going to be just like going to any major Western website where you're going to pay through the nose. You have to go local. There are 2 types of expats, like you were saying. So-called expert expats who are basically paying through, well, compared to back home, yeah, they're saving money. But they're actually paying through the nose because they don't know any better. I mean, you're going to pay $800 to $1,000 for an apartment in Mexico? What are you, some sort of a crazy person? I'm paying $265. Was having issues with my leg one time, and I was having pains in my leg. infections in one of my leg. Went to the 𝐂𝐕𝐈𝐍 clinic here. When you haven't made an appointment, you have to wait until all the appointments are over, which meant I had to wait about an hour and a half. I had 3 doctor visits, the first one in between and one at the end to check my leg. I had blood tests done, 3 different fillings of 4 different medicines, and all of that cost me a big goose egg. There used to be a small equivalent to a $5 deductible.
Mm-hmm.
But when the new president came in last year, got rid of even the deductibles. How can a so-called third world country, supposedly, in our country, can't find its way out of the bathroom? The greatest decision I ever made was leaving the United States.
The U.S. is just not a country that manages a budget well. And I'm certainly no economist, but I think just life in other countries teaches you pretty quickly that maybe there's other ways to do things that make more sense. In recent months, I've seen people, YouTubers, talking about how when you go to Mexico now, you don't get the 180 days like you did for years. Is that still true, or is it back to normal again, where you can do visa runs?
If you're serious about retiring overseas, grab a free copy of my ebook. It explains the 10 things you must do before you leave your home country. And in another week or 2, I'll be mailing out a coupon you can use to get 50% off the Retire Overseas course, the Make Money Online course, and all of the reports of the best places to retire overseas.
Is it back to normal again, where you can do visa runs?
It's back to normal. There were some problems at the border, and that's what you were talking about. But if you flew into Mexico, you took a plane and flew into Mexico, it was always the 180, was always in place, was never a problem. It was only at the border for about 1.5 years. The border has been reinforced on both sides, so now you can do visa runs whether you go across the border to the United States or if you're living down near Cancun, you can cross the border into Belize and do the same kind of border run down there. People get all hung up with having to have so much money in order to get the economic entrance into Mexico. If that's the way you are coming into Mexico, you're doing it the wrong way.
So yeah, I mean, you're talking now about like a retirement visa. I think not long ago, less than 5 years, it was a couple thousand a month, and now I'm hearing it's like 4,000, 4,500 a month to get a retirement visa.
Actually, with the cross into the new year, they just upped it to 4,800.
So you have to show 4,800 if you want an official retirement visa, but visa runs are back in style now. So just do that. Is that the idea?
That's the idea. Or what I did when I first came, come down with a 180-day visa, find a job. Mine, of course, my first job in Mexico was at an English language school. Most English language schools will help you get a long-term working visa. And once you get the working visa, you just keep on working, and when it comes time to retire, by that point, you've already gotten your permanent visa. You're now a permanent resident, so you don't have to come through the retirement visa. Now, what you do is you come in with 180. You have 6 months to go around Mexico, see where you like, and once you find a city you like, most language schools as long as you have a 4-year degree and you are a native English speaker, any language school, they'll help sponsor you.
The other thing people are worried about is they hear that it can be dangerous in Mexico. What's been your experience with safety there? What does it feel like to you?
As long as you are not foolish enough to stick your nose in cartel business, as long as you keep your eyes open and you don't flash fancy schmancy stuff around, there's no reason at all to be afraid. And of course, I live almost 1,000 miles from the American border. It's only up near the border where you might have a problem. Down here, I feel safer here than I did walking the streets of Boston at night, I'll tell you that. I have a cousin. He has a house in Newton, Massachusetts, a rich suburb of Boston. He pays $25,000 a year property taxes on the house. You've got to be out of your ever GD mind. I have 2 small suitcases and a backpack. That's it. And I don't want anything else. You have to have some guts. You have to have a little bit of adventure. The day I got on the plane to Mexico City, all my relatives said, "You'll be back in 6 months." And I said to them, "Would you like to put half a year's pay on the line for that?" Because I knew I wasn't coming back. How old do you think you're going to be when you slow travel might become permanent, sitting somewhere under the palm tree?
Oh, we ask that question at least once a month when we're deciding whether to stay or go. And so far it's all
Okay.
It's all go. I think once you've done this for a while, the juice is in the journey. It's not in the destination. I'm 65 now. I probably got another decade in me at least. Maybe I could go to 80. I'm not sure. There are people in the world that are struggling, and the fact that you're still able to live on that kind of money will give people hope. So I want to thank you for that.
I hope to see you again in the future.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Watch this video right here if you're curious what the Retire Overseas course includes, and grab that free ebook. And when we go on sale in a week or 2, we'll email you a coupon so you can get 50% off.